Welcome to Finance Magnates Executive Interviews once more. Thank you for joining us today. I'm here with Adrian Coxon from Exante CMO. Thank you for joining me.
Thanks for inviting me. It's great to be here.
London is very cold today, isn't it?
Yeah, winter's coming.
Winter's coming. I think yesterday was snowing, but today we have 0 degrees.
There's a little bit
I didn't see snow, but
I saw snow this morning.
Today, yeah.
I'm out a bit, so maybe a bit cold.
I didn't get out of the hall at all, so.
Yeah.
How's the event going
busy
so far?
Here.
Yeah.
Event's great. I mean, I really like the Finance Magnates event because it's a real chance to catch up with everyone in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been in the industry now, over 20 years, and it's kind of once a year I come here and I bump into everybody that I've worked with in the past. It's a kind of really nice place to be. There's the pub across the road everyone will pile into later on tonight and have a few beers. So yeah, it's kind of like I feel very at home at this event.
Yeah, and Exante has major offices in London.
Yeah, we've got offices in Canary Wharf. We've actually we just opened an office in Dubai as well. We've got offices in Cyprus, in Malta, and we're going to be opening new offices across Europe as well. So we're kind of an expanding, growing company. But I guess regulatory-wise, we've got the FCA license in the UK, Malta and Cyprus licenses for Europe, and then obviously the Dubai and the other licenses we're bringing in to go international.
Is that one of the things that you think sets you apart from other kind of brokers?
Yeah, I think I don't know if it sets us apart, but I think it puts us in the game with the bigger brokers. The licensing is important. Having that regulatory framework is really important. A lot of our clients are institutional, professional investors. So if you imagine the kind of regulatory framework is that a lot of it's there to protect retail investors. So I kind of think it's a little less important, but the fact we give our clients choice of where they want to do business, I think that's quite a key sell point.
You mentioned something very interesting now. You mentioned that most of your clientele is of specific type. This is quite unique, I think, to Exante. It's a quite professional, institutional grade kind of clientele. Can you tell us a little bit more about it, and how do your services and your regulatory framework and infrastructure service them in a better way?
Yeah, I mean, it probably helps to tell the little story about where we came from. So the guys who founded the company, they were trading themselves, and they couldn't find the technology they wanted to trade. So they were also technologists. So they were one of the guys is a really big IT guy. So they started building their own interfaces so they could execute into market. So facilitating direct market access for the products they were trading. So they kind of built this trading tool. We say built by professionals for professionals. And then by default, their friends and family started saying, look, can we use your platform as well? And it's almost like, oh my, we've got products here. And then they started to think, well, let's build this out into a professional trading platform. So I think the roots that we come from are slightly different. We're not coming from a kind of retail basis. We've always been interested in those kind of asset managers, family office style offerings. So I think it's embedded in our DNA a little bit deeper. And also, we think that's the market we want to go towards. There's a lot of retail brokers out there. It's a very crowded space. You see the CFD brokerages, 70-75% of their clients lose money. It's not really a place that we want to be ethically. We're more around servicing, players who are by default professional. They know what they're doing and they're managing money in a different way. They're not trying to gamble, which I think a lot of retail people do. So it's a different mindset that we appeal to.
What would you say is the added value?
I think the technology, because it's proprietary, and that means we can custom it, we can get it to do exactly what we want. We built it from the ground up. I think because of that, we've got the access points we give. We access directly into 50 markets. We've got over 1 million instruments. We can add instruments bespoke. So if clients come to us and they want to add Azerbaijan stocks or Mongolian stocks, we can plug and play into those exchanges very quickly. So we're very flexible. I'd say our key sell point really is our service levels. So because we're not servicing tens of thousands of retail clients, we focus in on a smaller client base, but we try and service and over-service them.
Since the demand is rising, And we see it now. I mean, we see it today. We thought that London was stagnating, and it's actually growing, and all the data is pointing to growth in general. We have major players worldwide that are shifting from other industries into this industry, actually, like Revolut now, for example, joining into...
Robinhood have just launched a platform in the US.
Yeah, exactly. So everything moves towards growth. It's pointing to growth. There is a lot of volatility that has happened now in 2024 due to all the uncertainty in the world. But as we like to say, we like to bring certainty to the uncertain at Finance Magnates. So what would you say that is real time, the kind of factors that you can provide to your traders, your very professional traders in your platform that give them the edge within this landscape?
Yeah, I think it's hard to say where is the edge, because I think we're all offering pretty similar offerings. I mean, I think if you look at the major brokers, the ones who've got proprietary technology, so the Saxo banks, the IBs, which is where we put ourselves, I think what you're actually delivering to the client is pretty standard. I think where the differential is because we're a tech company, we security is key for us, and privacy is key for us. So we have a network of 1,000 servers globally to make sure that we have local access, and that helps speed up your access to market. So obviously you want to be near the exchanges so that when you press the deal tickets, they go in quicker. So you hear about these people literally sitting their companies next to the stock exchange so they can plug in the short pipes. We're not that crazy, but we are. Our server network allows us to be very local as well as global. And I think on the other side, we've got a very strong counterparty networks, which means we can find value in the market. So a lot of the stuff is DMA, which goes direct through the exchanges. But over the counter, you have to get quotes. And the counterparty network we have, that's where I think we're very strong at being able to find volume in the market as well. And I'd reiterate the service levels. We say our service level agreement is we will reply to you within 3 minutes. So if someone rings us or phones us or contacts us, we'll get back to them within 3 minutes. And I think that's where the difference is, because institutions and professionals, a lot of the time, they want to talk to someone, make sure things are working, make sure things are actually happening.
I'm guessing that's how you are able to provide actually a very seamless execution level across all your trades. Yeah.
And I think another thing that we pride ourselves on is we're in terms of security and data security, we're almost paranoid to the extent that I'm a marketer, so what marketers would normally do is we drop cookies all over the place that allow us to track users on the website. So you could stick a Facebook cookie so you can advertise through Facebook. We don't have any third-party cookies on our website, so we don't have any third-party access points in. There's no potential for anyone to come into our ecosystem. That's the website. The platform's totally locked out, 100%. So that's the other side of it, is we don't share or divulge any of our data or any of our users' data, to the extent that it makes my job really hard, because without that cookie data, it's hard for me to track who's on my site and retarget them and pull them back through. So
it must be a huge challenge. But I mean, like you mentioned, right, data security, we're seeing now, especially with the rise of AI, access to data and the access that other companies may get through the dark web or some tools to get to your data and put at risk your entire business. It's extremely dangerous. So what kind of measures are you putting in place at the moment in terms of cybersecurity and data protection?
Well, I think the founders come from a tech background, so they intuitively understand how hackers and how people like that work, and so I think they built it and they've ring-fenced the technology to a point where it's our own CRM system, it's our own trading platform. We literally let nothing in. There is no leak point in apart from the points we can manage ourselves, and that comes because they're technologists. They're in the game. They've seen how easy it is to hack in and how easy it is to grab data, and even just having a Facebook cookie on your site. Facebook then will take all the data that people have on your site. They can see which pages they're looking at, what they're doing. They will then use that data and they'll sell that data to other parties. That's their business model.
Yeah.
So to that extent, I think we're probably unique. I don't know there's anyone else out there who doesn't allow anyone else's cookie or data in the system.
I mean, I'm still thinking about how complex it must be for you as CMO to actually navigate all those kind of challenges. What would you say is the direction for Exante for the next year, and how are you going to navigate the more complex landscape that is being created due to all of this security needing to be even more strict, and the regulations that are changing constantly, etc., etc.
Well, I think I'd say we're like a startup, but we're really in scale-up mode at the moment. So we've got a startup mentality. Even though we're 13 years young, we still behave like a startup, which is great because we're fast. We can do things quickly. I think the next few years for Exante is that there's a maturity curve where we need to scale up now, and we want to go international. This is why we've opened the office in Dubai. We're obviously trying to open up the Middle East market through Dubai. We're opening up rep offices around the world as well to allow us to kind of open up into local markets. Regulation's key. We're always fully compliant, fully regulated. I think it's more a case of giving our international clients the options, the local banking facilities, and expanding the network of licenses that we have so we can service people. Because obviously institutional professional clients, they may want to be serviced out of the UK, they may want to be serviced out of a third-party jurisdiction. The kind of clients we're talking to, they're not based in one country, they're international businesses. Mm-hmm. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to make sure that our setup maps their potential need from their side as well. So the next few years, it's about us building that kind of the model that we think will match up to our institutional client base.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. Well, I can't wait to see what the next year is going to bring up for you guys.
Let's see.
Thank you so much for having this interview with us, Adrian.
Thank you so much.